All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. I'm currently here in the Gold Coast. This is the beautiful backdrop. This is the view here at night. I've actually got the light on here outside. Everyone's inside downstairs after a big day at work. And I'm really excited to share with you Healy and how this incredible machine works. For those who haven't seen it before, this is it right here. It's the size of a matchbox. It looks like a bit of a toy, but I can say that in Europe, it's a class 2 medical device. And this has been backed up by science with a German company called Time Waver. They've already been using this for 15 or so years with 2,000 practitioners globally in 40 countries. And they've been able to help and treat 500,000 people, 500,000 people. And they've got such amazing testimonials and results for all these incredible health challenges and health goals that they thought, hey, we want to help not just the 500,000, we want to have a vision to impact 100 million homes. So it's a bit of a jump, right? They're like, they want to go big, right? Go big or go home, as they say. And so they thought, how are we going to do this? How are we going to share this far and wide globally? Because this machine works, but how do we do it? So they thought, hey, let's do it through word of mouth, right? So through people sharing their testimonial, because no one believes TV or radio anymore, right? There's the fake news and the fake information, misinformation everywhere. But we do trust the people that we love and care about. And so 2 years ago, they decided to miniaturize the technology into a wearable. This is the world's first miniaturized portable device linking up with the phone to bring you frequency therapy every single day. So my question to you is, what do you want to improve in your life? Do you have some health challenges that you're going through? Maybe your sleep, maybe your skin, maybe you're relying on pills and potions and lotions and different things to improve your level of health, and it's not working. Maybe this is a missing link. Or maybe do you have some health goals that you're working on? Maybe you want to lose some weight, or maybe you want to help your performance in the gym. Maybe you want to stay more focused while you're learning. There's 120 different programs. And so we're going to go through step by step how the Healy works and bring all this information in the next 30 or 40 minutes. So I'm going to talk really quick, and if you want to take notes, if you want to ask questions, I'll do a Q&A at the very, very end. So a little bit about me. So I mentioned briefly before the webinar, I'm from Perth, grew up in Perth. My mother is a naturopath. My first stepdad was a yoga teacher, and my second stepdad was a psychotherapist. So I grew up in a very healthy, holistic, open-minded, alternative upbringing. Oh, wow, if everyone can put themselves on mute, that would be excellent. And so I was open at a very early age to this whole idea of self-healing and wellness. Unfortunately, I had a lot of health challenges growing up. I had allergies and acne. I was a chubby kid, and I had a really, really low self-esteem. But luckily, I had a mentor, a family friend at 17 years old, who taught me about fitness and nutrition and mindset. And I got so curious about the human body and its potential, and oh my gosh, if you could just take a couple of little strategies and implement them into your life, your whole life could change. You just got to know the right strategies and the right habits. So I got so passionate at 17 years old, 13 years ago, that I used to burn documentaries and hand them out at my high school to educate my friends, my family, the teachers at school. Or anything that I learned, I just wanted to implement and help other people. So out of high school, I then got into acting. I went to Los Angeles. I worked with Vitamix, the blenders, and traveled around Australia for about 3 years, teaching people about whole food and nutrition, the importance of soil and the importance of, organic food and pesticide-free and low toxicity. That then went into a YouTube channel where I've got, 12,000 subscribers and a couple hundred videos. And this sharing has never stopped. I got into health coaching, studied nutrition. I've worked with hundreds of people, have spoken in front of thousands of people globally. And through, the acting and the presenting, I've really been able to make a difference in people's life. And knowing that I then knew that someday I'd find something that was going to really help people on a global scale. I never knew that it was going to be Healy, and didn't know that it was going to be this frequency therapy thing. So I'm so grateful this has popped into my life. For me, it's helped me dramatically and mentally, emotionally, even spiritually in my relationships and just in everyday life. And so my intention is to really help you see the value of this for your life. This is, we are all here, the early adopters of this technology. This has been suppressed by many different organizations in the last 100 years because of how powerful it is. And so now what we call the Healy effect, when I first heard what I'm going to share with you guys, there was a fire, like a switch inside of me that has not stopped the last 8 months. I've literally been on a quest to share this with as many people as possible. So if I can share a little bit of my excitement and my understanding, if anything, I'm obsessed about learning on how this works and how I can communicate this with people, because the results speak for themselves. So at the end of the day, guys, put your BS meter, your bullshit meter, as high as you can. Don't take my opinion. Do your own research, and I'll send you guys in the right direction to do that. But really what I'm going to cover tonight is the Healy story, what microcurrent frequency therapy is, the science, the history, how and who it was created by, why now it's so important, and why now is it growing so quickly around the globe. We're going to talk about the different devices and the training and support that you get when you join the team. So when I found out about the device, this guy, that health mentor of mine that I had at 17, he actually tried the device, right? He held it in his hand, and within 15 seconds, it pinpointed that he needed to relax. He was stressed, he was overwhelmed. It was very relevant for him. He was blown away at how accurate it was. And after this 1 hour session, felt this shift in his body. He went home, had a beautiful night's sleep, like considerably better. And he calls me up the next day. He says, Zach, I don't know what this thing is, but you should check it out. And I was very busy at the time, but he kept telling me about it. And I was like, fine, I'll check it out. And I sat in the park with him for 3 hours, and I watched all these lectures by Caroline McMacken. I looked at the Healy manual with the scientific reviews, and I was blown away at the science that this thing was backed up by. And so from that moment, I told a bunch of my friends and family. We went to a sunrise in Balmoral in Sydney, and they got inspired by the device. Brandon, my best friend and business partner, he had an experience. My girlfriend at the time and other friends were like, oh my gosh, this is really special. So I bought my machine. I waited a few weeks. My patience was tested because of the delivery times and things like that. But from that moment, I just thought, if it's helped some of my friends in literally 15 seconds, pinpointing things to them emotionally that they've been holding on for their whole life, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to pinpoint through coaches and personal development, that this device has pinpointed it in 15 seconds. What could that do for the world? So I got this fire lit up in my belly. We shared it everywhere. I went to the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. I went to Japan with my little brother. That's us with our masks on prior to COVID, using the electrosensitivity program. My mother, who's a naturopath, doing presentations. My friend, Toby Yo, he's an incredible biohacker. Just connecting with people everywhere. In my first week, I scanned 35 people. Before COVID, I think I'd scanned about 250 people. And so since COVID, I think it's like 300, 350 people. But we just thought, hey, if it's going to help us, maybe it can help other people. And we just put this thing to the test. We then decided to go from Sydney to the Gold Coast and Brisbane and Ipswich and Lismore and Sunshine Coast and like all these places up here in Queensland, because we just knew that this was working at this point. We had the confidence. We just like, let's just go national. We jumped borders. And so really what this is all about is a community. And I really believe that right now we are all lighthouses in our own life. We're all superheroes, I like to say. And with the world being dim and depressing and a lot of our rights and stuff being taken from us these days and things like 5G, there's an awakening happening. And so right now we can all band together, and a rising tide can lift all boats. Or a lowering tide can lower all boats. But we all don't just have an opportunity now, we have a responsibility to share this incredible technology with the world. And so, imagine if we all stood for truth and alignment and health and wellness and contribution and things like that. If we all stood collectively with that light, what we could do globally. And so this is really, really why we're here. It's a global mission. This isn't just about us anymore. And so what I want to share with you guys is the secrets of the universe. I hope you guys can get excited by that. But really, Nikola Tesla, the guy that lit the world through electricity, through the AC-DC connection, through this, this computer I'm looking at now, your phone right now, is all tapping through his invention of electricity. And so he also said that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So I want to ask you guys a question. Could you get excited if you found a device that actually tapped into energy, frequency, and vibration? Just put a yes in the comments if you could get excited about that. Because I think of this even 8 months on, I'm like, this is what I have in the palm of my hands. helping myself, my health, my family, my friends, like people globally with our team. This is what we have right now. And so this is really cool. So how does the Healy work? On a really simplistic level, what is Healy? It's not just a device. It actually tackles the depths of your soul. Dramatic pause, right? It taps into your bioenergetic field, the hidden parts of you, and reveals in less than 10 to 15 seconds what are the top 5 most out of balance parts of you in this moment right now. And then it directs frequencies back to your body into the bioenergetic field through an intuitive app, through wrist straps, through ear clips or sticky pads to send frequency to kind of zap your body back into balance, right? Without a practitioner. So you can integrate frequency therapy into your lifestyle every single day. So whether you're a busy professional, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a student, whether you're just, wanting to improve your wellness, this is about accelerating what you're already doing. So all the healthy habits that you guys do every single day, eating well, good water, exercise, connecting back to nature, this is just accelerating that and supporting you on that journey. This is never bypassing what you already do. And so before we get into this, it's really important to start with a disclaimer. So in Europe, as I mentioned, it's a class 2 medical device. It's for the pain of chronic pain, fibromyalgia, skeletal pain, and migraine, as well as for the supportive treatment of mental illness, such as depression, anxiety, and related sleep disorders. And a lot of what I'm about to share with you the next couple of minutes with the science is not really in the conventional box of mainstream understanding on health and wellness and medicine. It's going to be outside the box. I'm not discrediting the box. It has supported us and has been a massive help for many people, but this is going to give people another alternative. And so if you're open to it, let's get into it. So we're going to talk about microcurrent therapy and the science. So if you're into science, if you're into research, I would go and research this guy called Robert Obecker and Bjorn Nordenstrom. These guys have been instrumental in the development of frequency therapy globally. And let's look at different types of frequencies, right? We live in a world where right now I'm exposed to a fake light, right? This is not healthy. One of my health mentors, he says that humans are so smart that we have created our own light, but we're so dumb to be living underneath it. We are beings of darkness and light. We need darkness when we sleep, and we need light when we're awake, but you can't be mixing the two together. So right now, I'm under a frequency. You guys have got lights on right now. We're going against human nature right now, and it's not supporting us on a cellular level. We have radiation, wireless. We have all these frequencies in our environment every single day. We're not grounded as much as we should be. We're inundated with toxins and toxic thoughts even as well, and also trauma or injury in the body. And so all this causes stress. These are life stresses. This is the world that we've decided to live in and co-create together. And so over time, a healthy cell, as you can see on the left side here, has a certain millivolts, certain positive and negative charge to mean it's healthy, and it has its potential to regenerate. And so over time, life stresses and all these different kind of stresses on the body that I mentioned cause inflammation and less cell voltage until eventually cells can die. Now, a really interesting experiment was done with Robert Obecker. I've actually was reading his book before Healy, and he spoke about salamander lizards and frogs. And this is a really interesting kind of experiment. You can go look it up. And so salamander lizards have this regeneration process. If you cut their leg off, it grows back perfectly. It's amazing, right? It's like Wolverine from X-Men. It just regenerates. But a frog unfortunately doesn't have that regeneration process. If you cut a frog's leg off, what happens? It's always going to be cut off, poor frog. So what they did is they pinpointed the electrical charge that the salamander created when it was regenerating its limb. They pinpointed that electrical charge, connected it to the frog's limb, and guess what happened to the frog's limb? It started to regenerate, okay, through a certain specific microcurrent. This was studied back in like 50 years ago. And so he also studied plants. And if you get 2 sets of plants, you cut the roots off one plant, connect it to a certain microcurrent, it grows 3 times faster than the normal controlled plant. This is our plants. You think of hydroponic plants, right? Growing under certain lights. That's the same thing. It's frequency. It's tapping into how the body or how plants regenerate, and just focusing in on taking your cell to its optimal in a short period of time. And also Bjorn Nordenstrom, he was kicked off the American Medical Association for using frequency therapy because it was so beneficial, okay? And it was too outside of the box for the time. And so what we're looking at is actually producing more ATP. If there's anything you want to learn about health, you want to look into mitochondria. And so the ATP comes from our mitochondria, and so the Healy taps into that energy production, and certain studies have shown to boost 500% greater amounts of ATP just through certain microcurrent. And so that's all in the Healy manual. I can send that to you as well. And also the studies from Caroline McMacken. So this is life stress, right? This is life. We're dealing with that. So what does the Healy do? It brings us back into balance. It's taking us from that low voltage to that high voltage and working on that cellular level. And this is why so many people are having such great results. People's pains are just starting to disappear. Stress, anxiety, sleep, energy. It's like, when you go, if someone is having a heart attack or has died, they use the defibrillator and they go, and it brings them back to life. It's tapping into that electrical system within our body. And our body is a symbiote. It's a synergy of all these amazing systems working together. But on a cellular level, the reaction, the communication is just an electrical signal. Our body is an electromagnetic machine, right? Our heart rate is sending out meters from us. Our brain waves are sending out from us. That's this electrical charge. So it's tapping into that on a cellular level inside the body. And so even blood results going from sticky, unoxygenated, just very stuck blood within an hour using the frequency of the program immune system, it's more flow, more oxygen, more nutrition going around the body. So it's tapping into helping create more negative charge within the body. And so there's more flow, which is the blood is the river of life. And so within an hour, if you're getting sick all the time, people are relying on pills and potions and, different pharmaceuticals, potentially the Healy has the potential to support you with that. It has for me. I can't say for you specifically, but it has supported me. If I'm ever down or feeling sick, it gets me back. Within an hour, I've gone from being really low, flat, super sick and going, whoa, using the Healy, doing the scan, within an hour or two, running the cold program, the immune system, I feel like I'm back to normal. It's amazing. It's literally pulling me back out of the gutter or back off the floor so I can keep moving forward, right? Life is going to keep knocking us down, especially right now. And so imagine having something to pick you back up, to keep you moving forward, as well as this awesome community that's on the same page. So for me personally, I've used it for CrossFit injuries that I've had for many years. It's like an arm injury that I've had, as well as a knee injury, as well as some jaw stuff that I've had for 10 years. But usually, like my knee, I hurt it at the gym and it would take me a week to recover. I use the Healy the night of the injury, right? A couple of hours after, and I'm back to normal the next day. It's saving me a whole week's of recovery in just a one night situation. So it's accelerating the regeneration process of my body. And I thought that's amazing, right? Imagine all the people out there, all the athletes, all the people with pain in their body, relying on painkillers and things like that. Imagine having a supportive treatment for them, or an option for them. And so this also helps mentally. So with the ear clips, for me, literally putting the mental balance acute on within a couple of minutes, I'm breathing more calm. I'm more relaxed. I'm more present. I'm not worrying about the past or the future. And so for me, I use it if I'm ever triggered or worried, or if I'm overwhelmed, or I've got webinars to do at 8 o'clock at night and I just need to reset my body. It helps me just like kind of have a power nap for my mind. And so it gives me more energy, which has helped me also, let go of certain food addictions or certain, different, I guess, habits that aren't beneficial to my life. And it's helped me sleep deeper. It's brought back my dreams. And the next day, it's helped me, even with my recent fast that I did, a 13-day water fast with Brandon, 50 calories a day. I was using the Healy to actually support my energetics throughout the day as well. So it's just been that extra support. So it helps emotionally. It works on the meridian lines, which are the energy centers or energy lines of the body, which are known about for thousands of years in Chinese medicine. Works on the chakras, the bioenergetic field, which is the external, right? What's stuck in our field can actually potentially show up in our body as well. And then learning programs too. So this is what the Healy does. Two things. As I mentioned before, it analyzes specific frequencies in the body that are causing bioenergetic imbalance. For example, my little brother, when I scanned him, I said, hey, Liam, let's do a scan, bro. He goes, all right. So within 20 seconds, it pinpointed his skin program. We did another scan. We did another 15 seconds, 20 seconds. It pinpointed acne, and he had acne. A chef friend of mine, he had some scars here. He had just burnt himself in the kitchen. It scanned him, and it came up skin and scar system. So it picked up in his field that was out of balance. And then it gave frequencies back to the body through the wrist straps, right? To each program has about 400 different frequencies to support that area's energetic field. Who's getting excited by this? Are we all in the right place? Everyone just put a yes in the comments. If this is not pretty freaking cool, right? Like, this is outrageous. This is life-changing. This is seriously never heard of in the world. And you guys are hearing it right now, right? There's only about 120, 130,000 people globally with a Healy. Their vision is 100 million. You guys are finding out about this first. And so there's programs for, like when I was doing the 13-day water fast, it was pinpointing lung meridian. It was pinpointing lymphatic organ meridian, which is all about the toxins in the body. My lungs, I mentioned that I had asthma growing up. So as you fast, the body's obviously struggling through certain body systems. It was picking up my lungs. It was picking up lymphatics. It was picking up pure program, which is all about getting rid of environmental toxicity. The care programs about the immune system, the balance and being are good for staying present, great for meditation, energy, relaxation, speak for themselves, release, getting rid of physical tension out of the body. There's programs for back pain. My friend Rob, he did a scan. That was number 1. He'd had a spinal fusion surgery and his pain was a 9 out of 10. He was in the army and it was so painful. He nearly didn't drive down to meet me in the Gold Coast from Brisbane. But I had driven up from Sydney, which was like a 11-hour drive. And he's like, gosh, if Zach can do this drive for 11 hours, at least I can do an hour. So he came down. He was probably one of the 10th person that I scanned. And it came up back pain. And then we ran the sticky pads on his back. And within like less than 10 or so minutes, his pain went from 9 down to a 2. And I was like, what is going on? Like, how can I not share something that does that with someone, right? That does that to someone. Like, that is my friend Jess. She had insomnia for many years. She connected it to her ears. And that first night she ran the program, she had a 10-hour sleep, the longest sleep she's had in over, like, I think 5 years. So these testimonials, time and time again, my friend Kari, we sat down for a smoothie in Surrey Hills in Sydney, and I showed her the Healy. It came up Bioenergetic 1 balance, and then it recommended the eye program over here. And we ran that for 45 minutes, and she goes, Zach, I said, yeah, what's going on? She's like, I can see further and my vision is less foggy. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I think this Healy's doing something. I'm like, okay, great. Like, she just called me up the other week and she's like, I want one of these. I didn't tell you this. That lasted a whole week. It really helped my eyes. I'm like, okay, fantastic. And so there's programs for that. There's programs for skin on elasticity. There's nails, aging, hair, inner beauty, mental balance, all the meridians. Like, I went to the gym and guess what happened the next day? It came up muscle program. Muscles were out of balance. And then, so it pinpoints what's out of balance, right? And then it sends frequencies back to the body. And so, like, the easiest way to describe the Healy, it's kind of like when you go bowling for the very first time and you put the roller guards up so the bowling ball doesn't go into the gutter. The Healy is kind of like putting the roller guards up on life. And so we all have this stress. We all have these times that we zig and zag, and the Healy is actually supporting us every step of the way. I'm not looking at the chat. I don't know if you guys are saying anything important. So anyway, so we also have programs for allergies. It's been really beneficial for allergies. My cat allergies, if I remember, around the cat. There's been intestines, thyroid, potency for men. My friend did the prostate program the other day and he was actually quite impressed with what actually happened. So any of the men out there struggling to get it up could be an option. He actually shared this testimonial in front of this group and I was like, what's your testimonial, Dan? And he goes, oh, well, I guess the other day I ran the prostate program, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, he's like, and I was like, dude, what are you telling him? What are you saying? So it was pretty funny. Also tonsils, a friend of ours didn't have a sore throat, but it came up tonsils in the scan. And then that night she messaged us and goes, hey, I've now got a sore throat. So it pinpointed what was out of balance before it actually showed up physically for her as well, which is amazing. Another friend, it kept on coming up jaw local. And for 3 days, it kept on coming up. She's like, this scan, it's just, why is this coming up? Doesn't make sense. On the day 3, her wisdom teeth were coming through. Had to go to the dentist. She had so much pain in her jaw, but it pinpointed that 3 days before it actually was showing up. There's programs for all the chakras, the 7 body chakras. They're all 33-minute programs, of course. We've got protection programs for electrosensitivity, which you just literally wear it and it supports your field. And there's also other programs for deep cycle. So just to recap, 144,000 frequencies. It's got a quantum processor based on 15 years of research from Germany, and it's all application based. So the cool thing is it uses the thing that disconnects us to now reconnect us. And so it's kind of like a Trojan horse to holistic therapy, or it's kind of like a Trojan horse to spirituality, as Brandon talks about it. The thing that disconnects us, now it's reconnecting us. And so this is really amazing. So it connects back through sticky pads, the ear clips, or the wristbands back to the body. I think I've said that a few times, so hopefully you guys get the point. So really, really important, guys. As you know, there's an awakening happening. The world is not the same as it was 6 to 8 months ago, right before COVID. There is, people want to go back to the normal approach, but was normal actually working? I don't think so. And so we all now have, as I said, not just an opportunity, but a responsibility to take people out of suffering and to give people possibility. And so this is where, this amazing quote by Nikola Tesla, he talks about the day that science begins to study the non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than all the previous centuries of its entire existence. So we're living through a decade of, we're studying the non-physical phenomena. Like, we are part of that change. And so this is where it's amazing. And so Marcus is the genius that brought this to the world. Marcus Schmecky, 25 books. He's got his own Institute for Consciousness Research. He's created the time waiver machines, right? They're 25,000 euros plus. And they then bought the mini version is the Healy. The time waiver has the Rife frequencies, by the way. It has multiple frequencies as well as the Healy frequencies. He's studied physics and philosophy, and he's on a lot of the webinars. So if you want some of the webinars, some of our personal team webinars, let us know. We can connect you into that group. But he's got his own Institute for Consciousness. So he gets scientists, physicians, therapists, engineers to talk about the next generation of, where is the world heading. So this guy created Healy, created Time Waiver. He also teamed up with this guy called Nuno Nina. He's a specialist of integrative medicine. He's a frequency therapist for 15 years. He's the one responsible for the 144,000 frequencies. So he teamed up with Marcus. They went, okay, let's see what we can do, as well as all these other incredible doctors and experts on the Science Advisory Board. Caroline McMacken, she's the first lecturer, as I mentioned, that I looked at. She was talking about sports rehabilitation, energy repair, injury repair, recovery. And so she was talking about high-end sports, NFL, athletes globally. She gets called when they have injured themselves and they need to get back on the field. And she talks about, certain injuries that they had and surgeries and how she's used frequency therapy. So she's amazing. I can send you the webinars for her, or you can just go frequency therapy, Caroline McMacken and Healy, and she talks about that. So she's the queen, so to speak, of frequency therapy. Nuno Nina is the king of frequency therapy. These frequency therapy experts globally, they know these people, or they know at least Caroline McMacken, and she's on the scientific advisory board, as well as all these other practitioners who are epigeneticists, phytotherapy, which is herbs, energy medicine, naturopaths, acupuncturists, homeopaths. This is a holistic approach to health and wellness. And so when I looked at this, it gave me a lot of confidence knowing that there's a alternative, very open view on health and wellness, which is exactly what we need moving forward to create this new earth. And so in terms of the FDA cleared in the USA, It's not FDA approved, it's FDA cleared for a class 2 medical device for pain relief. In Australia, more of the certifications are getting set up over time as well. And so frequency therapy for autism, mindset, mental health issues these days, you can go online, check out YouTube, and there's an incredible testimonial by a man talking about his son. That's really interesting. Someone started to draw on the screen. And so, as I said, don't take my word for it. Do some research. Go check out this group. It's called the Healy Experience. There's, at this moment, it was 20,000 people. That was about a month ago. Now there's like 36,000 people. And in this group, it gives you the opportunity to go and search. You can go search for anxiety, sleep, MS, skin conditions, back pain, whatever health challenges you or your family are going through. Search them in here, and you'll find testimonial after testimonial, even pets, and just a whole bunch of incredible testimonials. That, for me, built my belief in the product and how it all works. And I urge every single one of you, if you've had a Healy for the last month or a couple of months or this year, if you had a testimonial, please post your testimonial in this group as well. Add to the community, add to this, add to the results globally. It's really important that we all share together. And so maybe just while we're on here, if you do have a Healy, just a bit of a random shout out to all the people that have a Healy, please just post in the chat, maybe just what your experience has been with Healy, what your favorite program is, just some of your results. I'd love to get some shares. Actually, maybe I'll even open it up to get some shares as well. Is there anyone on who wants to share a little bit about their story? Just a short, not a massive share, just like a short testimonial. This is random. I haven't actually asked anyone. We've got Venny, we've got Rio, we've got Rio. Do you want to share, man?
Yeah, I'll be happy to share. Greetings. I'm here in Bali, Indonesia. I was introduced to the Healy about 3 months ago by my dear friend that lives here, and I had no idea what she was using. I asked her what was hanging around her neck, and she was like, literally like radiating just this, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I could just see it and feel it. So I asked her what it was, checked it out, tried it a few times. For probably about a month, I tested it, used it, and just had some really interesting things happen. I've got a lot of different body stuff going on, and I noticed a huge difference within that first month, to the point where it convinced me to buy my own, join the team, join the Healy family, and over the last 2 months, I've been using it more frequently, got into the business end of it because not for the business, for the income, but for the impact that it had on myself that I want to share with others. And that's all I'm doing, is just sharing something that is absolutely incredible, has literally changed my life in 2 months to levels that I have not experienced for 35 years. I've got a major back injury that I experienced when I was 15 years old. So for 36 years, I've had this incredible sciatic pain that just drops me to the floor sometimes. Since using the Healy, I have not experienced that level of pain in the last 3 months. And there's many, many other testimonials that I could share, but if you have any interest in this, get back to the person who invited you to this and connect with them, check it out, try it, and I guarantee you're going to have an amazing experience.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Is anyone else? We've got Andrew there. Who have we got here? Benny. Anyone else just want to unmute? Nope. Okay, no worries. Well, go to the testimonial group, everyone. It's all happening in there. Anyway, we're going to keep going, and I'll share some of the other slides, and I've got one more person to share at the end here to share a little bit more about Healy with you guys. So I've got a special guest lingering in the background here. Hang on a second. All right, back to this page. So with testimonials like this, and the ones that you will also check more about, learn more about in that group, and also when people, you know, obviously sharing can be a bit nerve-wracking, so that's okay, everyone. Yeah, there's this, I guess, opportunity for everyone, which I'm mentioning is a responsibility for me. You know, how can I go on my day without sharing this with the world? You know, without sharing this with every single person that I know, because everyone's going through some kind of stress, and maybe this can be a support for them. If this isn't going to help someone, they've got a 2-week money back guarantee, and they can just send it back if they don't like it. And so there's no risk. And so really what we're launching, and this is like I guess you could say a bit of a battle cry to anyone who's, you know, health orientated, who's wanting to not just fill up their own cup, but also wants to do it so that's overflowing and want to impact the world. I believe that if you're on this webinar right now, we share, you know, I don't know many of you guys, I've never met you guys, but I do know that if you're here, it means that you share, I believe that we share a vision of becoming our purest form in this life. And by becoming our purest form, we then want to then add value and give back to the world. If that's something of similar to why you're here and what your vision is, please put a yes in the comments. If you just want to be the best version of you and like try to make this world a better place in some way, shape or form. And so that's really what we're all about. And so within doing that, we see there's this timing where right now the world is open to health and wellness. You know, the world, whether it's fear-based, whatever you want to call it, but the world is more aware of health than ever before. And so in this time, it's the right time. Globally, this is an opportunity where this is tapping into, as I said, the secrets of the universe. It's the right product, right? Everyone has seen that the previous way of doing things is not working. And if we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to keep getting what we've always gotten. It's insanity. And so we're snapping out of this. We're waking up collectively, whether we like to believe it or not. And so partnering with the right company, with the right product, and with the right team is tapping into really the next big wave. This is happening really regardless of us. You know, the other day there was a Healy sold every 10 seconds. There was like hundreds of people joining our team every single day. It was outrageous. And this is why a lot of you guys have jumped on. We've only just promoted this for the last 24 hours. But there's so many of you who are wanting to partner with a company that's so young, but has got the backing of a 15-year-old medical company from Germany. Germans, they know best, right? It's a category creator. So it's tapping into there's no competition, right? It's a blue ocean strategy, which means that all the other companies out there, there's, you know, health and wellness companies, there's, you know, water filters, there's essential oils and cleansers and shakes and all this type of thing. That's a red ocean. All the sharks in the economy have gone and eaten, and everyone's competing on price. And it's exhausting. And so what we're tapping into is a blue ocean strategy. It's a pristine, beautiful opportunity for anyone. And there's no competition. And for the next, you know, foreseeable future, there's obviously everyone, I believe, will have a frequency therapy machine of some kind in the future. But right now, we're the early adopters. There's like, this is just the beginning. So we're tapping into a spiritual conscious investor as well, who's backing Healy. He's actually built a lot of his wealth through cryptocurrency, and he owns one of the only vegan Michelin star restaurants in the world. He only invests into high vibe conscious investments that are going to change the world. So he's behind Healy, Christian Harper, as well as the inventor and, you know, the backing that Healy have. It's also been attempted to be purchased by Amazon. As you can imagine, Amazon want to take this and go global with it. They can see this, you know, Amazon as well as Google have been purchasing frequencies for other devices or whatever is coming in the future. There's the devices you can buy now for even $500 US. It's just a watch and it has a frequency in it, and it helps. One frequency helps with sleep. And so this is the future, whether we like to believe it or not. So this is, as I mentioned as well, the only class 2 medical device in this sphere of network marketing. And so I'd like to actually introduce someone who's been a massive support for me within this industry, someone who's been in network marketing for, I think, over 6 years. He's built massive 6-figure businesses in other companies, and has been really the backbone of our team. He's working 16 hours a day the last 10 months to really support our team, as well as he's, on the leadership team, one of the top earners in Healy as well. So I'd like to introduce Peter to just jump on, if you could share a bit of your story and why Healy has grown to where it is in the last 8 months. If you're there, actually. You there, Peter?
I am here. So thank you, Zach. Yes, thank you for everything you're doing, and these amazing webinars and informational webinars, and hoping to get the word out there. So, it's a pleasure working with you, collaborating with you, and everyone here that's showing up, whether you're already part of this amazing movement community, or you're just looking at what this is about. It is something that, for me, I come from a background of being very passionate about health and wellness. However, I was more always focused and came from a point of working on the physical, right? And that's the sort of what most of our world and life, I think we've been more focused on, is the physical. And that is where, I thought you eat right, nutrition, all that, and, you're pretty much going to have good health and be in perfect health. And I've started to slowly understand and discover that that is far from the truth, and that, we have these other dimensions of our existence, and they actually contribute and impact our overall health, wellness, much more than what we actually put into our body or onto our body. And, before Healy, I was somewhat a little bit actually lost as far as what I was doing. And I was, always knew that something amazing was going to come along. And, I've always loved helping people, and especially helping people in shifting and making huge impact in life. And so, Healy came into my life actually the first time. I wasn't ready and I dismissed it. But then 2 months later, I came back, and then I sat down and had a look at it. And when I sat down and looked at it, and I understood what this is about and what this is doing, and how it's working on not only our physical layer, but it's working on all those other higher dimensions, the mental, the emotional, the chakras, the meridians, and the, energy centers. The energy flows through our body, and it can remove energy blockages and shift our subconscious. And, this technology, this product, and obviously the life-changing testimonials are a pure reflection of the power and the impact. I was just, from the first moment, I knew that I had to get this out there, and this has to be in as many hands and homes as possible, because, especially right now, we're evolving and we're going through a huge transition and evolution and awakening. And obviously, like Zach said, the normal that we've sort of been having hasn't really been working. I mean, if you look at people, nearly every person has some sort of a health challenge, some allergy, some illness, some disease. And it's just diseases, for example, we're going up in like double digits. So we're getting to a place where I think we've been focused and understanding and looking at health and wellness in a wrong or not so efficient and accurate way. And this is where the Healy comes in, where, it's able to get down to that root cause, that thing that is basically showing up in a so-called disease or an illness or discomfort in the physical body, which is often related to something on a deeper layer, which is the mental, emotional, energy blockage. And that's where the Healy can pinpoint that, help move, shift, guide you to self-heal and be able to get back into balance and harmony. And that's what it's about, like Zach said, and like I say as well. This is another cream, potion, pill, lotion, all those fancy things. And look, there's great products out there of those. In fact, there's no shortage of those, right? But there is a shortage of what we truly need, which is works fundamentally, like Nikola Tesla said, on frequencies, energy, and vibration. And so, yes, when I sat down and had a look at it, I was just pulled by this movement and this innovation. And I knew that this is where, we're going and the future's going, and where, I want to be part of this and get it into, 100 million homes to start with, and then, another few 100 million. But that's the first goal. And with Zach's leadership and everyone here, we'll get that done very quickly. But through, this amazing product and me, impacting and wanting to impact and wanting to get this into as many hands as possible. And, in the first week, I contacted like about 80 people about it. I just went full bolt. And through that process, it's been able to completely change my whole financial position as well. And I've always been very big on one goal and dream, and that's for me to be able to do what I want, where I want, with who I want, and have that choice and freedom. And that financial stress that we often have in our life is also contributing detrimentally to our health. And before Healy as well, I was somewhat broke, and the financial stresses of bills and debt and all that. No matter how much things you do to try and be healthy, that financial stress does, and it's very hard to stay grounded and in good health if you've got financial strains and stress. And so, yes, with this amazing technologies and changing, impacting lives, I'm now able to, start manifesting these dreams and realities that I've been working so hard towards, and shifting my financial position in a way that it's making figures like in 1 month what other people make in 1 year. And I'm only sharing that with you to show you the possibilities of we here are the early innovators, and we're just getting started. So if you've always dreamt of having that life of more choice in your life, or being able to provide for your kids, a better future, we have incredible opportunity here with this opportunity which is based on an incredible product that we're going to impact and change lives like never before. And through the more lives we changed, the bigger the impact, on our life as a result. But it's just karma, the more you give, the more that you get. So that's my sort of journey, and that's why I'm here, because this is the next evolution and revolution of health, wellness, healing. And also as far as especially here in Melbourne, which I am in, people are losing businesses, people are losing jobs, and we have a solution for those people. And not just here, but all around the world. I mean, millions have lost their job due to these challenges of what's going on. And there is a solution for people to start to take more control of their life, their future, their finances, and but not only working for someone and in a job that perhaps they don't love and enjoy. This is something where they can actually impact lives and be able to pay their bills with actually helping change and make that impact in people's lives. So it's very exciting what we have and the opportunity have, and to be part of this. And I'm very blessed and fortunate, and love to be connected with you all and with Zach. And so thank you.
Oh, well said. And seriously, guys, like this is the team, the leadership, people who are coming into this, who have had no, I guess, experience in this kind of industry as well, are coming in and having such great results, because this is what other companies would dream about, right? To have this product. This is why so many of these incredible network marketers are jumping onto our team, because they're like, I get this. This is, yes, there's some challenges. There's some, postage and delivery and systems and things like that, it's brand new. But that's what happens in a startup. But they understand where, you know, timing is actually really important. Let's be really real. That's timing is super, super important. So I'm just going to get on and finish this up. Thank you so much for jumping on, Peter. Appreciate your time. He's literally worked 16 hours a day supporting our team, and yeah, really, really appreciate it. If you're in Melbourne, go meet up with Peter. If you guys get out of the house, you guys should catch up. And so how much are the Healys? And let's just talk about the price for a second. Now, there's 4 different options for the Healy. Now, it's all the exact same hardware, just a different software update. So for example, the Gold, the Healy Holistic Health, the Holistic Health Plus, the Resonance, it's all the exact same hardware, just a different software update. So the Gold programs has 20 programs, the Holistic Health has 50 programs, the Holistic Health Plus has 120 programs, and the Healy Resonance has all the 120 programs, plus the ability to scan the aura, the chakras, scans the 120 different programs for your body. It pinpoints, like my little brother's skin, or the back pain, or the anxiety, or whatever it is. It pinpoints that. All the models come with the wristbands and the sticky pads to send that back to the body. If you're in the US, they don't have that. Unfortunately, they're not cleared by the regulations, but in Australia, New Zealand, that's fine. In other parts of Europe, it's fine. If you want to upgrade at other points, so say you started on a lower machine like the Gold and you wanted to upgrade later, you just pay the difference. So you just get sent to you, you start on a lower one, and then you just upgrade later on when you have the money. Now, most people get started on the Resonance model. It's the one on the far right. And that's what I started on. I then shared that with 6 people in the first month at that same price. And they gave me a free machine. Now, this is called the fast start option. It's optional. You don't have to share Healy. But if you get started, the day that you put the membership in and purchase your machine, you get 30 days. If you share Healy with 3 people, right, you get the commissions, which is 100 to 500 US or euros per machine. Plus you get a free Resonance. So I had a spare machine that was sent to me. It took a couple of months. And then I used that to lend to someone to try out for a couple of days. If you start on the Healy Gold, and you sell 3 in the first month, you get upgraded to the next model. If you sell another 3, you get upgraded. You sell another 3, you get upgraded. So my friend Michaela, she started on the Gold. She sold 12 in her first month. She made between 100 to 500 euros per commission. Plus she got given all those upgrades. And then she also got a free machine as well. So she helped and built this incredible team in the first month. And that's, you know, a time sensitive bonus. As I said, you don't need to share this, but that's just for those who really can think of a couple of people, make some calls, you know, add them into these webinars where we understand that, you know, sharing Healy in the beginning might be a little bit challenging, right? This has been a massive learning curve for some of us. So let me and Peter and the team, you know, be your voice. Be there to support you. Like, we've got training and development twice a week. We have live trainings. We have an accelerator group. We have live chat groups as well, 24/7. They're a bit crazy. Turn the notifications off, as you guys might be aware. And we have a lot of support. So we're trying, you know, as hands-on as possible. We have events. We have these webinars. If you're excited by tonight and you're like, hey, I can think of a couple of people, this same link, we're going to be rolling this same webinar out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Sydney time. So this is 8 p.m. Tomorrow is 7 p.m. And so if you're like, hey, I want to jump on, I want to learn some more, and I want to invite some people, that's for all of you guys to share this around. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the development. This is how it grows. You know, this is all word of mouth. And really, guys, there is something that happens. I've had people join this from other network marketing companies or people who have just jumped on board. They love the product. They find it so hard not to share it. You know, you can share it anywhere. You can share it at the park, or you can share it, you know, you can even do remote scans with people now as well. So I'm connecting with people globally in Germany, and, you know, today I was from Panama and the US and all these different countries, and we're running the remote sessions with people as well. So the sound, the crystal that taps into our information field, similar to like how the crystal in our car radio picks up on radio waves and creates music, this picks up on our human frequency waves, but it also picks up through time and space, because everything's energy, and energy is everything. So there's also remote sessions as well. So I recommend talking to the person that invited you to this webinar. If you do want a remote session, I'm more than happy to book in that with you. And I know a lot of you have jumped on the webinar and are inviting to the webinar, and you don't even have your Healy yet either. And so please talk to Tracy or Dee or Pix and the team if you want to actually get a remote scan, and we can organize that as well. We do group scans as well. Have we got any questions before we wrap it up? Please just unmute your mic. Happy to do a couple of Q&As while we're here. And but apart from that, thank you guys so much for jumping on, and super excited to support you with whether you get a Healy, seeing you on the other side of the trainings, or whether we connect in person here soon. If you're in the Gold Coast, we'd love to connect with you as well. Just reach out. We run events and things like that too.